Hello, hello, hello. Thanks for liking this already. Good morning or good afternoon, good evening, wherever you all are from. It's good morning for me. It's about almost 8 a.m. here in Massachusetts. So today is a spiritual talk live. Thank you. Well, see, I've got a little filter on though, like every time I blink, well, not every time, but my eyes will change purple. There we go, purple. Yeah, I don't know. So this live is, oh, you know what? I didn't change the title. I gotta change I don't know if I can change the title now that I've got this on. So if I can, I don't know where the fuck it is. It's fine. This live, thank you, is for more spiritual talk. The messages, the card pulls, channeling messages, whatever. That's Mondays and Thursdays. Tuesdays and Fridays is more spiritual talk. And I do have a topic I actually do want to talk about today. But obviously, if there is something that you guys have a question regarding spirituality in any way, shape, or form, obviously we'll talk about that. But I do want to start with a meditation, a grounding meditation, and then I want to see if more people kind of get on before I kind of begin. I don't really want to, just so people know what I'm doing. But if not, whatever. I don't think I can change the topic. Just so people know, this is just a spiritual talk and not a pull a card talk. Oh well, I don't know. Okay. Well, if you're here, I thank you for being here. I thank you even more if you like, comment, follow, subscribe. Once I hit 33 subscribers, I'm going to be giving away a copy of my Oracle deck, Natural Enchantments Oracle, to whoever has subscribed. So yeah, and I'm getting there. I'm almost there. Good morning. Hello. All right. So, okay, we got more people on now. We can start with, I want to start with like a grounding. Let's start with a grounding. Let's do a grounding, okay? I have a very thin selenite piece, okay? I have a much bigger, it's like selenite, like wand, okay? And it fell and broke into some pieces. So I've got a little selenite piece with me that I didn't want to get rid of. So to kind of clear the energy around us. Have you ever stopped to ask who that person or being, because it doesn't necessarily have to be like a person, it could be a spirit guide wanting to work with you. Have you ever actually meditated and asked for a name or why they're around you? Sometimes they don't want to give a name, but they may answer as to why they're around you. All right. So if you guys are interested in just doing a quick grounding meditation to help center us all in. All right. Good morning. Thank you for the follow. All right. So if you would, I'm not going to close my eyes just so I can direct you. But if you would, get yourself comfy, sitting, lying down, whatever works for you. Thank you for the follow. And then close your eyes. All right. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. For those of you joining in, we're going to start with the grounding meditation. I'm going to do a little clearing because I have my selenite mini wand here. Get comfy, close your eyes, and breathe. Just breathe. In your mind's eye, I want you to imagine roots coming from the soles of your feet and moving down through the flooring the subflooring, the first layer of the earth. And it moves down through the bedrock. And it goes deeper and deeper to the center of the earth, where it is warm. The colors of the center of the earth are red, orange, yellow, automatically activating your lower 3 chakras once you connect to it. And I want you just to breathe into this energy. If you can, visualize the colors red, orange, yellow. It will help to center and ground you. And then when you feel ready, I want you to imagine a gold light that stems from the cosmos. So we're going in the opposite direction. The gold light stems from the universe and it reaches all the way down through our atmosphere into the crown chakra, the very top of your head. And this gold light activates and opens up your crown, your third eye. Watch this gold energy continue to go down into your throat chakra, into your heart chakra, even going down your arms to your hands. And it meets up with your lower 3, your solar plexus, your sacral, and your root chakras. This golden light is the stream of communication between you and the universe, okay? And I want you just to breathe in this golden light as you remain grounded to the center of this planet. Breathe into it just for a moment more. When you feel ready, you can open your eyes. You can take your time. There's no rush. I'm just sending and clearing your aura with this little selenite. All right. I know there's a very quick grounding meditation, but guys, when it comes to grounding meditations, you do not need to do an elaborate one. You don't, okay? I know that you're welcome. I know like there's a lot of YouTube videos where there could be like an hour-long grounding, and I'm like, oh, good Lord, like just put me to sleep then, because no. Grounding meditations don't need to be elaborate, and oftentimes they are very visual. So you're welcome. You're very welcome. So it helps to anchor you. When you're grounded, I mean, and if you can do something like this every day, like honest to God, like it will be so good for you. But if you can do something, like when you're grounded though, you are able to actually think more clearly. Like instead of just, overthinking and floating and just being way the hell up here, which is fun sometimes, okay? But just if you know there's decisions that need to be made, if you know there's things that need to be done throughout the day or throughout the week, grounding yourself actually helps to it helps for you to organize yourself and kind of, be able to get you going. So only what you feel you need on time for. Yes, always. I'm doing good. How are you all doing? Oh, JT, thank you for I think you sent me roses or whatever. Thank you. So today's spiritual talk. Mondays and Thursdays are the card pulls in the channeled messages. And I forgot to change the title of this live, and I can't figure out how to do it once I'm in it. So my bad. I didn't mean to do that. I don't have a specific grounding video. I've literally gone on YouTube because I love YouTube. I've gone on YouTube and I've literally typed in grounding meditation. And you'll have a slew. Pages that you could scroll. I find ones that are like 15 minutes or under. Also, I find that's just my attention span. So I can only handle so much. I think if you want to find me on YouTube, okay? No, it's true. The voices, it's true. Find me on YouTube, because I do have a YouTube channel. I I don't have as many subscribers on there as I do have followers on here, but years ago, and you can look through my playlist, years ago I created guided meditations, and I feel like I would have done one for grounding. I feel like I would have. You have to go check if you want. Otherwise, find one that's like 15 minutes or under. You guys don't need a long one when it comes to grounding. You really don't. You really don't. Good morning. So one of the things I actually wanted to talk about, someone had brought this up to me yesterday, where she sent me a message and saying that she feels alone. Like she's changing, you know, she's opening up, and her beliefs are changing, her views are changing, right? My attention allows 10 minutes or I lose. Yeah, same, legit same. I can't. I can't, yeah. But she had said she's been feeling really alone, like she doesn't have like anyone she can talk to, because she's surrounded by family who just, their beliefs are just beliefs she's always grown up with. It's just, you know, it's much more closed off, and here she is opening up, so she feels very alone, and that's also why she's, you know, connected to so many people online, but still physically in her radius, she doesn't have like anyone. And I had said to her, I was like, okay, well, like, this is a good topic to actually talk about in the live for today. So hopefully she gets on here soon, because that's a very common thing when you're getting into you're getting into your spiritual path, your journey. There generally is a momentary time period where you feel alone. It's like it's funny, my path, I feel like, yeah, no, it's very common. It's very common. Very, very common. And it does sort of test your strength. And like you said, like, to work on yourself, you're never alone. Spirit is always with you. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. But let's be serious. Like, humans, we're social creatures. Okay, even if we're introverted, we're social creatures. We physically need people around us, preferably also who can share some of the same ideals and beliefs. That's also what builds a community. So, you know, on a physical level, it is good to be around people who, like I said, share beliefs and whatnot. My journey was a little bit different. So growing up, just in general. So I actually grew up Catholic. Okay, I'm not very religious, but like, you know, okay, we went to church, but we just weren't very religious. But it wasn't like until I was in high school and I was going through the CCD, whatever, where I realized like my beliefs were different than that of like the Catholic Church and stuff like that. And I have sort of like growing up, I was always the loner. I really was. I was loner. I was the shy kid. I mean, I was very nice, but like I was shy and I didn't really put myself out there, or like I was bullied in 8th grade. Like that was me. So there was many years where I felt alone. And it actually wasn't until I started on my spiritual journey where I didn't exactly experience not coming in contact with anyone who doesn't believe the stuff that I believe. I actually was able to connect with like-minded people. But I spent a solid 20 plus years feeling like I didn't really have anyone that I could talk to about some of the stuff I wanted to talk about. It did give me a thicker skin. I will say that. It did give me a thicker skin, which at times wasn't a bad thing. But it is very common when you're on the spiritual path to feel like you don't have anyone else around you. And there generally is a time period where you actually don't. You don't. And it's because you are meant to work on yourself. You are meant to develop your own strength. And also, though, you do, in fact, serve as a teacher to those around you. Because you're opening up. like you're expanding your mental, emotional, spiritual horizons, and you actually act as a teacher to those who, I don't want to say refuse to do the same, because everyone grows in their own way and in their own time, okay? But there are some people who are very stubborn and stick to what they've always known. God forbid they expand their way of thinking and accept a new belief or anything like that, right? There are some people who just very stubborn. But you do in fact serve as a teacher to them, also showing them like, hey, it's okay to start thinking for yourself, or to think differently, or, don't always believe in what you have always learned. I find oftentimes as an adult anyway, you have to unlearn a lot of things you learned growing up. But understand though, like if you do feel alone, that's temporary. It's temporary. It's not something that's going to last very long. I also feel like the universe works behind the scenes, and making room for like-minded new people to come in. They're too extreme. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. What can I say to that other than, yeah. Because I just gotta say yes to that. I don't know how to really elaborate more on that. I'm like, no, that's true. There are some people who are very passionate. It's probably a good word to say. Very passionate about what they believe. Yes. I find for myself, I'm just open. I don't want to be offensive, so that's the word I chose. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. And I chose passionate. No, it's true. It's true. There are some people though who, and I don't know the why on this, okay? It's just, I do find some people though, they'll have a belief in something, and God forbid someone else doesn't believe what they believe in. Even if it's very new agey, even, you know what I mean? Even in this field, I'm like, all right, well, we're allowed to believe in whatever we want to believe. I believe it. So what's the right word? It begins with an M. O-M. Someone who believes in a lot of stuff and has even believes in opposing things. Like I'm that person. So like, I believe that there's 5,000 freaking deities that we could connect to. But I also believe there's this one universal cosmic God energy at the same time. I believe we are all godlike, but yet we can work with deities and angels and whatever. Like I hold multiple beliefs, and I think they're all correct. I also feel we don't really know shit until we're in spirit form. We're not going to know anything until we're actually on that side. Let's be serious. Yeah. Yeah, passionate. It's just passionate. But yeah, so I just wanted to touch upon that feeling, like feeling alone, or feeling like you may not have a lot of people physically in your life that you can talk to, about spiritual anything. But that's always temporary. That is always temporary. The universe ends up sending you the right people to connect to. And even those who are really passionate in their beliefs, there generally though is something we can learn from them. Maybe it's tolerance. Maybe you're supposed to learn tolerance or acceptance in some way, shape, or form. I do feel every person who comes into your life, there is a purpose for it, even if it's just like a very temporary thing, and you're supposed to learn something. Learn the word patience, yeah. And the only time, guys, you learn patience is going through a situation that calls for it. Otherwise, that's not something you just learn by sitting around. No, if you want to learn patience, that means you're going to be given situations that calls to have patience. Yeah. No, way easier said than done. Oh my God. Way easier said than done. Tiffany, that is Mondays and Thursdays. Today is Spiritual Talk Day. So, and I forgot to change the title of this before I started the live to say that this was just a Spiritual Talk Day, and I can't figure out how to change it once I'm in the live. But so if you have any questions regarding the spiritual stuff, go for it. For all I know, she just left, but that's okay. That's all right. Whoever is supposed to be here is supposed to be here. I truly do believe that. Whoever is supposed to be here is supposed to be here. Oh, okay. Okay, no, I can talk about this. Yeah. Okay. So this morning, I'm totally going to share this, but that's because there's only like 15 of you on here, so it's totally fine. So, okay, I follow someone, I think he's from Australia. I have such a crush on this guy, okay? I have such a crush on this guy that I follow. He does not follow me back. And the chances of him seeing this live, I feel like, are slim. But so, he actually posted a video, well, I saw it this morning when I woke up, so it would be probably sometime today, because I think Australia is like ahead. I think he's from Australia. He actually posted a video on, he was having a conversation with someone, and they had asked him, you know, is there anyone, like, would you bring back to life anyone who has passed? Deja vu in past life, maybe. Oh, meditation's awesome. So I thought that was a very good question. I left a comment for him, but I was like, oh man, I could, comments, you can only, like, there's only so many characters before you exceed the character limit in leaving a comment on a video. So I had to give a very short answer, and I was like, oh, I should have just like stitched it, because it's actually a good conversation to sort of have even with people who follow me. But so he was asked, and he asked in the video, do you have anyone that has passed in your life? Would you want to bring them back? And I was like, okay, I feel like most people are going to say yes. They miss someone, whether it's, a parent, grandparent, cousin, who knows. Thanks for the follow. And I feel like I might be in the minority. I would not bring anyone back. I wouldn't. Like, do I have people I miss? Yes. And one of them is my grandmother. We share a birthday. So whenever my birthday rolls around, I'm always like, hi, grandma, whatever. But I am someone who wouldn't bring them back. I wouldn't bring any. I feel, and you don't have to agree with me, right? You don't have to agree with me. This is what's great about it, is I feel anyone who has died was meant to die. Otherwise, it wouldn't have happened. I'm someone who believes that prior to coming to this life, we sign a soul contract, with all the lessons and whatever we're supposed to learn, right? But that we also sign a contract saying how and when we transition. And a lot of people don't fully believe that, because that leads to the thing, like, okay, yeah, you could choose, like, I'm going to live till I'm 94 years old. I'm going to die of old age. Great. Like, we all kind of want to go out that way, right? But then we've got people who will die in a plane crash. We've got people who will die. Okay, this is a very, unfortunately, and I hate to say this, a fucking unfortunately common thing here in America is kids dying in school, right? That is unfortunately a fucking common thing now. And that's just a whole nother topic. Don't even get me started on that one. But at the same time, because I do feel that's unfortunate, at the same time, I look at it and I'm like, oh, I wonder if they signed a contract saying that they were only going to be here till like 10 years old. And if you guys look into Dolores Cannon, okay, because she talks about this. If you look into Dolores Cannon, she has since passed. She died like 9-10 years ago, but just Google Dolores Cannon. She talks about this, where like people question, like, why would anyone want to die? Like, as a kid, why would anyone want to choose how they die? And she's like, for the experience, for the growth. The soul cares about growing. That's what the soul cares about, growing. So they choose experiences, whatever that may be, for their growth. And I'm like, ooh, I feel like that would piss a lot of people off though, because not a lot of people would want to believe or agree. Like, why would someone choose to die? Like, plane crash. Why would someone choose to die? I don't know. Drowning. Like, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Because they'll learn something from it. Who the hell knows? I don't know. Maybe they wanted to have fun on their way out. Fuck if I know. Like, but so I look at it like, I wouldn't bring anyone back. Like, that's how they chose. That's what they chose. And they have every right to choose that. And I am also someone, though, I do feel everyone can renegotiate their contract. They can change some things. Not always easy to do, but I do feel that you can renegotiate some things. But yeah, learning lessons. We pick our death before we're sent here. Yeah. Yes, and oftentimes some souls, they don't want to come back. They're done. Like, they've learned everything that they could have learned, even in a short span of time. And that was that. And sometimes the death of someone, like close to you, family, whatever, can lead to your own soul's growth. Like maybe you were meant to grieve and learn something through the grieving process. I try to look at everything. I try to look at everything as like a lesson. Like, what am I supposed to learn from this? I do. I don't even know when I started doing that, to be quite honest. I really don't. But I do. I kind of look at like everything. I'm like, nope, there's something to be learned here. Don't know what it is. Maybe I'll figure it out later. But I do. Yeah. Love to hear from the builders from ancient Egypt. Right though? I've been there. I've been to the pyramids. In 2019, me and my sister, we went to Egypt, Jordan, and Qatar. And before anyone gets at me, it's pronounced Qatar and Qatar, both ways, because even the flight staff on Qatar Airways pronounced it Qatar. So and they're from there. So no one get at me on that one, okay? There's a couple ways to say that word. So me and my sister went there. We were with a tour guide. We didn't go inside the pyramids. We could have if we wanted to spend more money, but we didn't have the money to spend at the time. So we were outside the pyramids, but he was telling us though, see, because I know there's a whole thing like, oh, aliens helped. And I'm kind of like, don't get me wrong. Aliens have been here for fucking ever, okay? I'm iffy on them actually having helped us build the pyramids, only because of what I've been told by the tour guide who's from there. And he, like, literally, he's a descendant. Like, his descendants are there in Egypt. Like, his family's there. Hold on, I'm just gonna scroll through. It's a bucket list. No, it's really nice. So the second pyramid actually took 22 years to build. I believe it was 22 years. It took 22 years to build, and thousands, plural, thousands of men. They had their own pulley system. Okay, they had a pulley system to be able to lift the stones on top of each other with the help of thousands of men. Because the pharaoh at that time, like, he was not a good pharaoh. He did not treat the people kindly at all. Literally, people were slaves to him. And he needed to build this pyramid for his bride or so. I don't remember who. I don't remember the names. I'm not very good at remembering names. I just remember that specifically. It took 22 horrible years, but they used a pulley system to create the pyramids. So, and I'm like, okay, So maybe aliens didn't help. I don't know. Or maybe aliens gave them the idea to do it. But I don't know if aliens actually helped. Like, and I feel like way back then, we have a hard time imagining now that there was a society where there was like pulley systems and technology like that to actually build buildings and structures and stuff like that. When actuality, like, they weren't primitive. Guys, Egyptians back then were not primitive. They had technology, just not in like the phone device computer way that we have. But they weren't primitive. They were able to get shit done. So I don't know. I'm like, I don't like, I want to believe like aliens helped, but after hearing that, because I've been there, I'm like, I don't know if aliens actually helped. Shit, I don't know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's also why he literally had thousands of men. And it was just men. It was my understanding that women and children did not participate in that, as that was just not their duty. He literally had, like, he commanded thousands of men. It was very much during, at least for the I don't remember what was said for the first and third pyramids, but the second pyramids, that was actually the hardest 20-year span in the Egyptian, or one of the hardest 20-year spans in the Egyptian history. Oh, there's totally aliens among us. They've been here forever. It is my understanding that some of them live underground. Okay, I don't know how to answer the mathematically straight part. I mean, they just chisel to precision. I don't know that one. I don't know the answer to that one. I don't know. I mean, they know what a right angle is. That's not hard to figure out, a right angle, but it's a matter of chiseling. I don't know. What I do know, though, so in Egypt, generally when walking into temples, okay, because there was a couple of temples that me and my sister got to go into, on the outside of the temple, I don't remember, again, I'm not good with names. I don't remember the name of this one temple, but there is a corridor you go down first, and along the walls of it are made of limestone, but they're mirrored. They are shiny mirrors, so you can actually see. And this was purposeful. The guards, once, like, on the inside of the hallway, the entrance, they would stand just on the outside so they could look in to see who was coming down. Like, it was a purposeful mirroring effect they did. So and we actually we learned how they did this, and this took multiple times between sanding down the limestone, putting oil on it, sanding down the limestone, putting oil on it, sanding down the limestone, and they would do this repetition until it literally, and it would be like hundreds of times until it created a mirror. Yes, that's why the stones are so shiny. It creates a mirror effect. They figured out how, I don't know what the oil it was that they used. I don't know. I could ask my sister later if she remembers the oil. I don't remember the oil that was used, but they would sand it down, layer it with oil, sand it down, layer it with oil, and they would do this hundreds of times until it created a mirror. And I thought that was so cool. And I was like, I mean, they don't do that obviously anymore. They don't need to anymore. But the purpose of it was so the guards could see who was coming in, if they were, supposed to be coming into the temple or not. It was cool. It was very cool. And then, we went to so that's in Giza and Cairo. And then we flew down to Luxor, which is along the Nile. And it's very much more beachy, and there was less people there, which was actually really cool. It was less people-y. Hello. And then we went to Jordan, and in Jordan we went to Petra, the Wadi Rum Desert, and the Dead Sea. I would love to go back to the Dead Sea. That's a lot of fun. You literally just float. You float in the Dead Sea. Like, it's clear. You're walking on salt beds, and there's so much salt content in that sea. Like, we just fell in. I went to my knees and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna fall back, and I fell back. Didn't even go underwater. I didn't go underwater. It doesn't, like, you float so well. It does not. You cannot stay underwater. It will keep you up. And then I would love to go back to the Wadi Rum Desert. I want to go back. We were only there during the day. I want to go back there at night to see the night sky. Like, I'm like, I want to fucking see the Milky Way. That would be so cool. Because you're out in the desert. And Qatar was just fine. Qatar is not a tourist destination. There's nothing there in Qatar. That's all businesses. It's skyscrapers, but it's all business. There's nothing there for tourists. So, yeah. So that was a fun trip. Egypt, Jordan. Yeah, that was a year before COVID. Glad I got that in right before. But so aliens are definitely here. I feel that they are underground. I feel that they've got the technology to just be invisible. If you get the chance to go. I'm going to suggest you find a tour company to go with, though. Don't go alone. Don't go alone, especially if you're going to Cairo. So Cairo and Giza, if you're in like downtown, like if you're in the city of Cairo, it's built up. That's where the money is. However, Cairo's very big, as is Giza, and that's poverty. That is poverty. Also, the traffic over there, guys, you think the traffic here is bad in the States? It is a free-for-all. A free-for-all. We were on this one road that normally would fit 4 lanes of traffic. Okay, just 4 lanes of traffic. There was 6. And no one cared about the lines. No one cared about it's a free-for-all. Oh my God, me and my sister, I filmed it because I was like, oh my God, I'm like, Jill, this is like so fucking weird. And then there are people like with their camels, and they're riding even on goats. Like, it's a free for all, but there's a lot of poverty. It's still not very safe over there. I believe it was 2 days after. Because it was like our trip was timed. So many days in Egypt, so many days in Jordan, and like one like night layover in Qatar. 2 days after we left Egypt, so we were in Jordan, there was a bombing outside of the hotel we stayed at. And that had made news. That had made headlines. My dad told us that 2 days later, and I was like, the fuck? So, yeah. Ooh, good question. When did I have my first spiritual awakening? I was in high school. So we had I grew up Catholic, so I did like CCD. And I remember I was 14 or 15, and I was sitting in like CCD, but we were in the church, and there was something, I think we had like the Bible in our hands, and there was something about reincarnation. Like, the teacher was talking about how there is no reincarnation in Catholicism. They don't believe in it. And that you just, there is a heaven and a hell, and depending on how your life is, you go to a heaven or a hell. And it was like in that one class, and I sat there and I'm looking at the words in front of me, and I'm like it was weird because I don't even know where this reincarnation sort of belief came from. I was just like, what do you mean there's no, I said to myself, I was like, what do you mean there's no reincarnation? That's not true. There's reincarnation. Why don't they believe in reincarnation? It was sort of like I started questioning things. It was actually in that moment. It was in that moment where I was like, I don't know. I don't really believe everything that Catholics are supposed to believe in. I just started questioning things. I kept it to myself for a while, though, to finish up the CCD thing, because I thought I had to. It wasn't until I was in my 20s, my younger 20s. So when I was getting out of college, that I started to do anything about it. But that's what I would say, that's actually when it started. I just started questioning things. But like I said, I kept it to myself. I didn't share. I didn't share my beliefs with anyone. I also didn't really feel like I could. I said this in the beginning of the live. I was very much a loner growing up. I had like a few friends, but those friends also sort of changed throughout the years. And I mingled a lot in high school. I can't say I had any best friends. I mingled a lot. And so I didn't really have too many people to talk to until after college. Where I think also at that point, I was just like, well, whatever. I'm just going to, start being me and not care what other people think, which I do think that's important to kind of do anyway. Oh, the traffic over there is fucking insane. You've always felt like an outsider in this life. Well, sweets, you're here, which means you are supposed to be here. Oh, you've definitely got star seed energy. I would meditate to see which star system you come from. Yep, you're meant to learn. I also kind of feel though you're purposely here to help open the eyes of other people. Will you succeed? You'll succeed if you at least open the eyes of one other person. That actually is success. In the eyes of spirit, that is actually success. But yeah, you wanted this experience, so here you are. Here you are. But see, you know what? You're able to connect with those. This is one of the greatest things though about like the internet is now to be able to connect to everyone else on this planet, so that even virtually, okay, and that's still good. Obviously, we would like to physically be around like-minded people, but at the very least, virtually, better than nothing, we can talk to other like-minded people, which is helpful. Yes, absolutely. Building a community. This is. And we're entering, like we've entered the, like Pluto in Aquarius, we've entered like the age of Aquarius. So Aquarius is much more of an expansive energy anyways. Technological advance, like we're going to see a lot of technology advances over the next decade. But just even talking about aliens, extraterrestrial, cosmic, universal, quantum energy. Oh, a whole lot of this stuff. Talk about a total expansion over the coming, like, at least 2 decades. Oh yeah, you're going to be coming into a lot of stuff. And you're here. You chose this experience for your growth, for whatever you were meant to learn. You are here. And you know what? You may decide like when you're done, you're going to be like, all right, I did the earth thing. I'm good. I'm good. Put me on a planet where I can just sit on a beach and watch like purple dolphins all day. Like, I might choose that in my next lifetime. I'm not gonna lie. I've already gotten myself to the point where I'm like I know I'm here for a reason, but fuck. Like, what the fuck is this? I'm so done. Put me on like a planet that has purple dolphins, that has, I don't know, a green sky, like whatever. If you're seeing angel numbers a lot, that generally means actually you're on the right path. You're moving forward. That's sort of like their way of letting you know, like you may be having new experiences coming in. Always been interested in space and science. Very nice. I enjoyed science growing up. I took astronomy classes as well. I'm not good at math. I hate math. I really do. I fucking hate math, okay? Like, y'all are lucky I know like 10 plus 10. I hate math. So to be an astronomer, ooh, thank you for subscribing. To be an astronomer and stuff and to get into science, you kind of do have to know math in some way, shape, or form. And so I was like, all right, it's fine. I'll like planets in a different way. So I like planets now for like astrology. What influence do planets have on us? Where are we originally from? What are the planets? What are the star systems are we from? That's cool. That's cool though. I like that. What do you do now though? Because you always say that you wanted to be an astronaut and a pilot. So what do you do now though? Because I'm assuming you do not do anything like that. Thanks for joining. You work in a warehouse. Well, that doesn't seem as expansive as it would if you were an astronaut, pilot, or a scientist. Trying to get back to the medical field. Okay. Well, medical field, science, that can connect and correlate. Wow, I can really feel like my energy right now. That's not a bad thing. I do feel that what we were interested in when we were younger, when we were kids, it was purposeful though. Like I feel like there's an aspect of that should have been brought into adult life. Like you're interested in that for a reason. And we live in like a society that's like freaking all work and no play. Well, at least here in America, which is so stupid. But I feel like, oh man, if we all did what we wanted to do as kids, I feel like there would be so many happy adults right now. So many happy adults. I do feel we have to feed our inner child. Excuse me. Oh, you're very welcome, Wendy. You're very welcome. I probably did say that in the reading. I've been getting that sort of message a lot for people. Like what did you like to do when you were younger? Because that's an indication of what you should or could be doing as an adult. Also because, so like, you know, like here in America, it's hustle culture and they breed us to be workers. Okay. Like that's basically what it is. But that structure is ending. That's an old structure that is ending. And I kind of feel like that sort of message of like, well, what did you want to do when you were younger? When asked, you know, what do you want to be when you grew up? What was the answer? Because I feel like that's what a lot of people are going to start moving towards. Maybe not fully being what they wanted to be, but just in that field in some way, shape, or form, because it speaks to your soul. It speaks to your inner child. And a lot of people are realizing like, I don't want to be doing work that like doesn't speak to me. I don't want to be doing work just to pay the bills. If I'm going to be working, I at least want to be working doing something I enjoy. A lot of people are moving into that, which is it's important. It's important. There's no reason we can't be happy doing something we enjoy. There's no reason. There's no reason. Come up with a reason, and I'll tell you that that's an excuse. So, yeah. Why can't... Oh my God, it's, yeah. The US though, because Pluto has entered Aquarius, which in this degree it has not done since the start of our country, since 1776. We're in for a big change. Okay. So I want to, don't be surprised when the US falls, crumbles more than it is right now, because it's going to, and I'm actually all freaking for it. I'm like, hurry up and get it over with already. Just hurry up and get it over with. We need to change. We need to rebuild. We just need to rebuild from like the ground up, you know, be the phoenix. Oh, so Rebecca and Griselle, thank you for being here. So this is just a spiritual talk day. Mondays and Thursdays are the card pulls and the channeled messages days. I just forgot to change the title of this live prior to coming on and can't figure out how to fix it now. I heard things are supposed to get weird after the retrograde. Yeah, things are supposed to get weird this year and next year. Things don't actually start getting better until like 2026, to be perfectly honest. Yeah. So like, you know, just recently with the whole thing with the Dalai Lama, right? And how he said, you're welcome. How he said, the thing to the kid, like, do you know about the Dalai Lama thing? I don't really, he was inappropriate. He said an inappropriate thing to a kid. And of all people, the Dalai Lama, right? We hold him in such high regard. Oh, okay. You didn't hear about it. So when was this? A couple weeks ago? He, I don't know where, I don't remember where he was. You literally could just Google Dalai Lama and it'll probably come up in the, you know, first page of Google or whatever. He was talking to a young boy and like they hugged, and I don't know if they had, like, he gave him like a kiss, but then he said, suck my tongue. Will you suck my tongue? He said that to the boy. Which was a little inappropriate if you ask me. So it's interesting though, because, you know, Dalai Lama was someone we hold in high regard, right? Very much someone we have held on a pedestal. We're going to start seeing a lot more stuff. Yeah, legit. A lot more stuff like that. Go and Google. You'll find the article. You'll see it, or there'll be like a video. You can probably YouTube a video on that. Dalai Lama, young boy, like suck, or just Dalai Lama, suck my tongue. That's literally what he said. Yep, he was inappropriate. We're going to start seeing more things like that, that the people we hold in high regard, the people or the institutions that we have on a pedestal, expect them, I'm putting that in a broad category, I want to say to fall, to like their shadow is going to be brought to light. Yeah, never hold anyone in high regard. No, it's so true. It's so true. Well, I feel sometimes things like this, when the shadow comes out, one, it's meant to actually be seen. It's meant to be seen, also to be healed. But it's going to open up the eyes of a lot more people. That is also the purpose of it. So when I heard about it, I was like, Dalai Lama. I was like, really though? I was like at first I was kind of like, him? But then immediately I was like, oh, okay, this is 2023. Pluto's in Aquarius now. Yeah, okay. I expect shit like this to happen now. Because I literally do. Like, it surprised me for all of 2 seconds. I think because it was just him, that surprised me. But at the same time, I was kind of like, yeah, par for the course. Par for the course. A lot of them are. There's a lot of, as I say, shadow element. A lot of evil is being exposed. And it's supposed to be right now. It's supposed to be. There'll be a lot of people who are going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe this. I will not be one of those people. I'm going to be like, yeah? What's next? Who's next? Who's next? Yeah. This is this. Yeah. I've been like telling people, I'm like, you know, I say this jokingly, but at the same time, I'm so serious. I'm like, y'all get yourself a conspiracy theorist friend. Get yourself a conspiracy theorist friend, because y'all gonna need it for what's coming up the next couple of years. I hate the term conspiracy theorist anyway, or conspiracy theory. That was created by the CIA like 50 decades ago. And it was purposely, it's a manipulative word, purposely to manipulate those who are free thinkers, to get the mass people to think that those people, the free thinkers, are crazy. That's a CIA created term purposely to deter the general public from knowing the truth. So, and I remember, when was this? 2016, 17, several years ago, I read an article that I think actually the CIA actually had put out, and I can't find the article. It's, for all I know, they pulled it. That over 86%, now that's a high number, over 86% of conspiracy theories are true. Over 86%. Guys, that's a high fucking number. Over 86%. I'm like, yeah, because conspiracy theories are true. But but for control purposes, you don't want the masses to know about it. You don't. Wonder if it's my energy or being exposed to others' energies why I've been getting hot and cold. It could be both, quite honestly, because you could be around people who drain you. There's one indication if you're around someone who is an energy vampire. If you start yawning a lot around someone, your energy is being drained by them. Not always purposely. Some people just, maybe they're having a very needy, intense moment and they just drain other people's energy. But yeah, that could be both reasons, actually. Every government in existence wants to control. Correct. Yes. Absolutely. Thanks for the follow. Ooh, I like that name. Goddess Lady Godiva. Ooh, I like that. That's got like royalty attached to it. I like it. Oh, heck no, don't be stealing my energy. Yeah, no, some people just naturally are energy vampires. Like, they just are. They might not even be aware of it, but they just are. Others, though, it could just also be like what they're going through, that all of a sudden they're just really drained. So other people around them end up getting drained. Like, it's just, but no, if you find you are yawning around someone, they're draining your energy. Why does releasing cause muscle soreness? Because your body is trying to physically work it out of you. It's trying to, the physical body, the meat suit can only handle so much energy. Like, it has to store it somewhere. And it'll show up in different places for everyone, right? Everyone has a weak spot on them. Like, for me, my neck and shoulders. I get a lot of tension and stuff, in my neck and shoulders. Those are my weak spots because I don't know, it just is. I don't even care why it is. It just is. But so I find when I am going to be releasing energy, I tend to get a little more sore there or stiff, and I find myself doing this more, or being like, okay, all right. It's a matter of just moving the energy up and out. Your body can only handle storing it so much. How do you avoid them? Easier said than done, especially if you work in the same area. That is way easier said than done. I would, actually, I talked about this, I think, not in the last live. I think it was last week's live. Put yourself in a bubble. Yeah, here's a way to protect yourself. Prior to getting into work, okay? Prior to getting into work, if you're sitting in your car, like, and you need to close your eyes to do this so that you're not distracted. Imagine there is a bubble around you. Like, you are literally in a bubble. It can be any color you wish, okay? Does not matter. You are just in a bubble. And then I want you to imagine hands trying from the outside, trying to come in through your bubble. If you find hands make their way in, you got to add more layers to your bubble. You got to thicken your bubble. Once you get it so hands cannot poke through, your aura is protected. You've put a shield over yourself, and then go walk yourself into work. And it's possible that just you won't come in contact with that person, or if you do, it's extremely brief and just because they'll, on an energetic subconscious level, pick up that boundary, but like they probably won't understand, you know, why. They won't understand that, oh, they just need to not be around you. You know what I mean? Like it creates a boundary. So try that. If you have any stones or crystals, I would choose any dark stones to have around you or in your workspace. Smoky quartz, jet, obsidian, hematite, black tourmaline, any dark stones. Do you like the place where you work though? It could also be that you, I mean, if you've been feeling this for a long time, like if you just like for a long time, not just recently, just a long time, it's possible though that that's sort of letting you know that maybe you're no longer aligned to being there anymore. That maybe you need to actually find another place to work out of. That's quite possible. Black tourmaline's a good stone. I actually don't think I have a black tourmaline of all stones. My bedroom's right back there. I have so many stones in there. I actually don't think I have a black tourmaline though. It's possible though that your time is almost up there. It's possible. Hi Kelly. So today is Spirit Talk Day. I'll be doing the card pulls and channeling messages and all that fun stuff on Monday. I'll be doing that on Monday. Nope, you're all right. You're okay. I forgot to change the title of this prior to the live. I forgot to change the title of it and haven't been able to figure out how to do it now that I've started the live. So no worries, my dear. I didn't mean to give off the other impression. What's the most draining type of reading? I don't know if I've ever really, I don't know. Oh, you'd have to restart the live to change it. Okay, that's what I thought, because I tried, once I started it, I was like, oh, I could probably figure out how to change the title, and I couldn't figure it out, so I was like, well, fuck it, I'll just mention it every time someone asks. I don't know about a draining type of reading. It's more, it's dependent upon the person I think I'm doing the reading for. Because some people I can do a reading for and they're good to go and they don't have any extra questions. And then I've got people though who come at me with questions upon questions upon questions upon questions upon questions after the fact. And I'm like, honey, trust. Trust, like you'll be okay. You just let life happen or whatever. If you want, get another reading if you have more questions. Like don't keep coming at me after I've already done the work for you. Like it's dependent upon the person. But oftentimes I find those people like they may come across a little needy, okay? But it's just they are genuinely curious though. But they also might have a little bit of an insecurity in them that's why I'm like, no, trust, everything will work out. Everything will be okay. Trust. Yep, that's a quick indication. I'll find, I have found if I've spirit sort of let me know, my body let me know that I've done too much talking, where it won't close up, but it will feel tighter in my throat. It will feel tighter. I do find even doing these lives, I actually can't really go past the 90-minute mark. Originally, it was only after 60 minutes, I would start to feel it, but now it's extended to about 90 minutes. But at that 90-minute mark is when I'm kind of like, okay, yeah, no, I gotta wrap this up. We can continue next time. You know what I mean? Also, I don't know if it's really being drained as just spirit also being like, share so much because there's a lot to talk about. You know, you can talk more about stuff next time around. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot to talk about, but share so much. You gotta let things sink in for people, which is true too, though. Because I mean, I could talk about this for days, but there's a lot to talk about which could then overwhelm you. And I know that. I've been there plenty of times, being like curious and just wanting to know everything. What if you see yourself, never mind the money. And I understand, like, we live, you know, you got bills to pay and stuff like that. Like, I do. I get it. If you can see yourself being happy working, you know, in whatever field it is, whether it's medical or whatever, if you can see yourself being happy, then the money will come. All of that will come for you. I feel a lot of us need to choose being happy. Once you're happy with something, the abundance comes in. It's hard. So when you're an empath, like, you feel things and you pick up on other people's energies. You just do. That's an occupational hazard, right? Occupational hazard. It's part of the job. Also, empaths are very much givers, and it's to teach you, though, that you can't always give to others. You have to give to yourself. You cannot pour from an empty cup. I learned that the hard way. I burnt out and I went through. So in 2018 was not my favorite year. I had it's termed dark night of the soul. I term it more dark night of the ego. But in 2018, I had a dark night and I was depressed. So much so that it physically affected me. I got Bell's palsy for about 6-7 weeks. Half my face was frozen. You had yours last year. So, I could talk about this. So, Archangel, what I want to say to you, Archangel, is be gentle with yourself. You lost 25 pounds, okay? I mean, did you want to lose 25 pounds? You may not have wanted to actually have done that. It's a dark night, guys, is a legit shedding. It's like, some people will term it identity crisis. It's a shedding of your, you didn't want to lose it. Yeah. It's a shedding of your old self. You're still dealing with, okay. And this is what I wanted to say. Coming out of a dark night, it's not an overnight thing. Like, people think, oh yeah, for sure. It can take years, guys, years, plural, to come out of it. Oh, I've told people, I'm like, listen to me. I'm like, I know this is going to sound very funny. When I say this. I'm like, but it's so true. 0 stars, do not recommend. 0 stars, do not recommend. A dark night of the soul is literally, it's a very depressing period. Okay. It is. If you've never experienced depression, I don't know anyone who's gone through a dark night and has not experienced depression in some way, shape, or form. Okay. You are rushed through mine. Oh, no. It's not something to be rushed. It is not something to be rushed. Honey, when I say it is a breakdown of who you are, it is a complete breakdown of who you are. You will not, like, you won't like the things that you were once interested in. You won't know what you're interested in. Your eating habits will probably change, which may or may not be actually a bad thing. So I didn't know. Oh, the worst thing to do is to intellectualize it. That's one of the worst things to do, because in order to heal it, you have to feel it. You really do. You have to allow yourself to be in it. I didn't really know I was in mine until after, until 2019. You got a job. Congratulations. Oh, I'm so happy. So why? Oh, we got a spam number calling. If you guys can hear the house phone, we have a house phone. So I didn't. All right. Let me backtrack. So I get an astrology reading every year for my birthday. My birthday's in November, okay? I'm an early Sagittarius. My birthday's in November. I get an astrology reading every year on my birthday. And usually it's for the following year because my birthday's at the end of a year, right? So I got an astrology, and the astrologer, and I love her because she interviewed me for her podcast. I remember she told me, she goes, so Jennie, she goes, I'm going to give you some. Now, she did not say the words dark night. She did not say the words dark night, okay, at all. Oh, very nice. Archangel, very nice. I'm the 25th. I'm the 25th. So that's actually a cousin of mine's birthday is the 22nd. And my ex-husband. So she told me, so I don't remember what planets were moved. Saturn. I think it was maybe Saturn. Was it Saturn that moved into something? Oh, I don't remember. Okay, I don't remember. This was 2017. She told me this. And she didn't tell me it was a dark night. She was just like, so Jennie, she's like, I'm going to give you some advice for all of 2018. I was like, okay. She's like, if all you do in 2018 is eat, pray, love, that will be enough. I was like, eat, pray, love. I was like the movie. She's like, yes, like the movie, which I haven't seen the movie, but like I know the movie, you know what I mean? And I haven't read the book. I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't really care. But she's like, no, Jennie. And she must have said it to me like 8, 9, 10 times. Jennie, if all you do is eat, pray, love for 2018, that is okay. That is okay. I was like, all right. And I didn't really understand like why, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, I don't understand why she's like really saying this. Like, I didn't also at that time, I knew astrology, but not enough. So I with the placements, it's kind of like, okay, here's the thing though. Here's the way it hit me. January 5th, 2018, 7:30 p.m. Okay. I was laying on my bed, just chilling out, and I had to get up to go to the bathroom. So I got up out of my bed and I went to put my hand on my door to open the door because my door is shut. And all of a sudden I felt this wave come over me. And I wanted to cry. Like I felt instantly, I remember the day and the exact time. It was the weirdest thing. And I've said this to other people and they're like, how do you remember this? And I'm like, I don't know. I know when it hit me. It hit me. 7:30 p.m., January 5th, 2018. And before I even touched my door handle, I wanted to cry. Like I was so sad. I felt depressed and immediately felt like I didn't know who I was anymore. Like I just didn't know who I was. And I literally like walked backwards to my bed and I sat on the edge of my bed and I was like, and I sat there and I was like, what the fuck am I feeling right now? Why am I like this? And I did not know where this was coming from. I was so like, oh my God. I was like, what's going on? And then, and that stayed with me. That stayed with me. It did not go away. And all I wanted to do, like I quarantined myself for most of 2018, like, which is why the 2020 quarantine didn't faze me because I had freaking done that myself 2 years prior. Like, I didn't want to like hang out with people. I didn't want to do anything. Like even like pulling cards, I probably pulled less cards in that year than I have like since I've even gotten tarot and oracle decks. Yeah. And then it was it April? April. I woke up one morning feeling half my face was frozen. And I was like, why can't I move? Like, and I think it was this, I think it was the right side that was frozen. I was like, why can't I move my face? Like, and this side wasn't moving. And I was like, and I remember like, I went into the kitchen. My sister was there. I was like, Jill, is there something wrong with my face? What's wrong with my face? And she's like, I don't know. It looks like it's stiff over here. And I'm like, oh my God. And so I ended up going to urgent care and, they ran and the doctor, he was very nice. He was like, do you know if you were bit by a tick? And I was like, what? I was like, no. He's like, well, it looks like you have Bell's palsy. He's like, it's coming on kind of slowly. He's like, it's usually because of two things, Lyme disease or, oh my God, I just blanked on the other reason. Oh, for fuck's sake. some virus. Oh my God, I'm blanking on the virus. So he did a blood test, gave me a huge dose of Valtrex. It ends up not being Lyme disease. It was the other a strep virus? I don't fucking remember. You had it in 2012. Yeah, that, I'm happy. Is it really just 85%? So I've got it all back. I'm thankful mine only lasted 7 weeks. Mine was a short, from my understanding, it can last months. But yeah, so 2018 was not, it was not a fun year. No one can tell but you. Okay, yeah. Yeah, 2018, dark nights. It's a depressing period. It's a period where you just don't know who you are anymore. Like, you just don't. Like, and you just, that's probably the best way for me to explain it. And yes, don't fight it. Don't fight it. Like, don't, like you said, Archangel, like you intellectualized it. Don't do that. You have, like, if you want to move through it, you have to feel it. Allow yourself to feel it. Allow yourself to cry. Allow yourself to just not know who you are and what the fuck is going on and what you should be doing. Like, then cry. Cry. If you need to cry, cry. Like, you have to get it out of you. But eventually you won't cry all the time. I asked you about running into a random feather, and you saw another one. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, Kelly, sorry about that. Update on freezing her. Oh. Oh, I'm sorry about your dog. I'm sorry about your dog. Oh. I can see you doing outside and something outside in memory for your dog. Like, I don't know if you have like a, I don't know, like a stone or like a memorial piece that you put outside for your dog. I was in a fetal position more times than I should be. Oh, good. You got her ashes. Oh, good. This just popped into my head, Kelly. Okay, I don't know if you've done any glass blowing or know of a company who does glass blowing, but I have a friend who's done this. She's with her father's ashes. She's taken her father's ashes and have got it blown into like a glass paperweight or a pendant, glass pendant to wear. So I don't know if you want to. That just popped into my head, so I'm just gonna share that with you, Kelly. That could be a way to keep her close by to you. Get some of the ashes in a glass blown piece. Depending on the feather, that just spirit in general trying to get your attention, that they're around you. Also, it could be a deceased loved one. You could like hold the feather and just close your eyes and just be like, who's around me right now? And see if a name pops into your mind. Archangel, that's your ego being removed. Yeah, see, that's why I like to say a dark night of the soul is more like a dark night of the ego. Because I know the common term is dark night of the soul, but I'm like, it's a dark night of the ego. It's the ego that falls apart because you're no longer going to be the person who you thought you were or who you think you should be. That goes away. So the new person can emerge. Yep, your wants will change. Your needs will be different. It's so true. It is so true. Yep. And you have to just allow it. It's one of those things where if you do try to fight it, you're in it a lot longer. You're in it a lot longer. You just have to allow it. Even if, like, you know, it's kind of a shitty, 0 stars, do not recommend. Though I do feel actually in some way, shape, or form, every person, if you live long enough on this planet, every person does actually experience it. And especially if you're on a spiritual path. Oh yeah. Because that's to break down who you think, like I said, who you think you are, who you think you should be. You surrendered and it got worse. Probably to try to like hurry up and get it out, to get you out of it. You know what I mean? I'm on 1.5 years now because I tried to fight it. I know. Like, I get it, right? I get it. Because like, why would you want to be depressed? Why would you want to be in a space where you just, you just don't know? Why would you want your life to fall apart? Sometimes it's necessary. And if you fight it, it does delay it. It makes it last longer. But no joke. It's no joke. Ugh. March, first week of April, the sun came out. Very nice. Good morning. Good morning. I wanted to stop. It's making me feel foreign. It's supposed to make you feel foreign. That's it. It's supposed to make you feel foreign. It is. It's so you can rebuild, basically. Yes, no, you didn't miss the whole spiritual chat. At the moment, we're talking about a dark night. Dark night of the soul. Dark night of the ego. It's a dark night. That's the point. You're discovering who you really are. Yes. Yep. And initially, you feel foreign, and you're supposed to. That means it's doing its job. A dark night is, some people will term it identity crisis. Spiritual growth is not, it ain't cute. It's fucking messy. It ain't cute. A dark night is, it's a complete breakdown, Tay, of who you are, who you think you are, who you think you should be, to then become who you're supposed to be. So you allow, what do? You allow whatever you feel, whatever comes up, you allow it. If it means it makes you cry, if you want to cry, cry. If it means you're angry, be angry. Like, you just allow, yes, and trust that you will make it through it. I mean, if you think about it, guys, sitting here today, April, what is this? 21, I think. That's really what gets people into shadow work. Yeah. That's actually what triggers people into shadow work oftentimes. So not a dumb question, but yes, because shadow work is really, it's looking at the parts of yourself that you would rather deny and really working with those parts that, like, you're like, all right, I got this in me. Why do I have this in me? How can learning from this help me? Oh, shadow work can trigger it as well. Yes. Yep. If you guys think about it, like, if you take a moment to realize that you have successfully, okay, and I'm using that word purposely, successfully have made it through every shitty experience you guys have ever experienced. If you're sitting here watching this right now, you have made it through 100% of all the shitty experiences you could have ever experienced so far in your life. You've got an A+ track record. You're here. You've made it through a lot of bad stuff. You've got, your track record is on point. Like, you're good. I feel like that alone should kind of tell you, like, you're okay. You'll be okay. You'll be okay. It's like, oh, you want to be better? Hold my beer. Yeah. Trying to break away from negative stuff. Yep. So easier said than done. It is. It's easier said than done. And there's no right way to go about any of it. Like, because everyone will experience Everyone will experience a dark night or even doing shadow work in their own way, how they're supposed to. But I do find if you can just allow, if anger comes up, if sadness comes up, if remorse comes up, like whatever comes up for you, it's a matter of allowing, like, okay, let it flow. Ooh, okay. I feel it in my throat. I'm going to have to wrap up this live soon. But let it flow, and just, it'll move itself up and out of you. But there's like no like right way, like there's no, I don't feel there's like one specific way to do shadow work or to get through a dark night. I don't. There's no one specific way to do it, because every person in your body interprets it a little differently. Like I had, like for my dark night, I had the Bell's palsy for a little bit, but not everyone experiences Bell's palsy. Not everyone does. Some people just like, okay, like Archangel, you were talking about how you did have Bell's palsy, but then you also lost weight. I don't remember if I lost weight. If I did, it was maybe only a few pounds, so it wasn't noticeable for me. But again, like that's different. I didn't experience that. You know what I mean? Everyone will experience it in their own way. Nope, we were talking about dark nights of the soul and shadow work. You work out and lost interest in it. Yeah, you do. You lose interest in everything you had an interest in, quite honestly. And I remember people asking me, like, because I kept saying, like, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I want to do. I had closed a business at the end of 2017 anyways. Like, I had wanted to do that. I had closed a business. And I had figured I was just going to take a few weeks off, and then I was just going to find a part-time job somewhere. Well, that shit didn't plan out because, I don't know, January 5th, 2018 happened, and that was that. And people kept asking me, well, what do you want to do? What do you like to do? And I kept saying, I don't know. I don't know. Because, like, I didn't know who I was anymore. Well, I feel everyone should be doing shadow work. And it has nothing to do with a twin flame journey. I feel like shadow work can be part of a twin flame journey. It can lead you into a twin flame journey for sure. But I feel like shadow work itself is just a personal part of your journey. Like everyone should probably do it. I didn't look sick. I just went from Archangel to Angel. I love it. I love it. You demoted yourself a little bit. Separating from my twin flame triggered my desire. And maybe it was supposed to. Tay, maybe it was supposed to be a catalyst and to get you to do it. You gained weight, become financially ruined, and lost interest in everything. That sounds accurate. That sounds quite accurate. Yes, quite accurate. Oh, thank you, honey. Thank you, thank you. It's true, you must shed in order to grow. It's so true. Yep. And how you shed, like I said, it'll be different. Okay, no problem. That's fine. And how you shed, it will be different for you and for everyone else. It just will be. I mean, there'll be some similarities, but overall, because it's your journey. You know what I mean? It's your life. So. Yeah. And you know what though? Yes, it can. A dark night can cause. Yes, it can. Yep. Absolutely. So I actually, when I had my dark night, I was in a relationship. And then, yeah, it went live for 90 minutes. Okay. Yeah. Don't forget to take a break. I'm going to be getting off this very soon anyways. And my relationship didn't last far into my dark night anyways. But But oftentimes that it'll coincide. A relationship of some kind will end. Whether it's romantic, friend, you know, whatever, a relationship will end. Because it's like they're not supposed to be in your life at that time. Or they can't be in your life at that time. Not aligned to it. Massive tower moment. Yep. And it's funny because, like, I feel the U.S. fucking needs a tower moment. Like a big ass tower moment. Okay? I'm sorry. Like, we need to completely rebuild this country. It's stupid, ridiculous. I'm all for tower moments. I really am, because they are a chance. They're a chance to build new, and to make your life how you actually really want it. But tower moments, at least initially, can be quite scary. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna get off this. 90 minutes. It's a good amount of time. So Monday I'll be back on. I'll be channeling the messages, pulling cards, you know, all that fun stuff. That's Mondays and Thursdays. I ended up getting on right before 8 o'clock this time. And I'm in. Thank you. Love you too. Yeah, learn all you can about a dark night. So I don't have a specific time. I try to be on it at least in the 8 o'clock hour. Eastern Standard Time. I'm in Massachusetts. Eastern Standard Time. So Mondays and Thursdays are the card pulls. Tuesdays and Fridays are the spirit talk. Yep, dark night though, no K. No K. It's actually like a night, like day and night. No K. I would just type in Dark Night of the Soul, and you're gonna get a whole slew of stuff to look at. So have an amazing day yourself. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you for subscribing and following me. When I hit 33 subscribers, I'm gonna have a giveaway of my Oracle deck for the subscribers. So yay. Which I'm excited for. So yes, I'll see you guys Monday. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend.